long way with this beat. We've got our transitions, we've got our intro, we've got our verse, we've got our choruses, breakdowns. We've even added a few effects. All of these are the fundamentals of what makes a song a great song, whether it's rap, hip hop, country, reggae. It's these little tweaks that make the music come to life, that makes it relatable to people. So we're going to check everything, and then we're going to set this up to be mixed. So what more needs to be said? Okay. If you like everything thus far, like and subscribe. So we've got everything that we like. What we're going to do is we're going to highlight the muted regions or the parts of the tracks that we don't want or we don't need, because once we put everything, we're going to bounce everything to audio. Once we put it to audio, if we have to come back and adjust something, we don't want to be confused by what was there juxtaposing what is there. So the first thing I like to do is I like to color. Pull up my coloring book. I like to pull up the color grid, and I like the bass. I color my bass. I color my drums. These are effects, keys. I actually love the keys to be in yellow. I don't know why, because it's a bright color for the keys. And the mallets. It doesn't matter what color you do. Just let's pick a color. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is, like for the bass, I'm gonna highlight the bass. See all the regions that I have chopped up? I'm going to hit my key command and just join everything. Or you can go to edit, bounce and join, or it's grayed out, but it's there. So join is right here. But if I went to like battery, because these aren't joined, and I went to edit, bounce and join is not grayed out. So I can just hit that and boom, everything is joined. So now that the bass is joined, I hit Control B, and that brings up bounce regions in place. That's my command for it. But if you're looking for it, it's going to be bounce and join, bounce regions in places right here. So what I'm going to do is Command B. I like to hit bypass effects plugins because I don't want the plugins to be inside the file. I want to be able to manipulate the file. So I will just hit bypass effects plugins, and it's going to bounce my bass. And it bounced my bass in stereo because the plugin that I was using, Trillion, is in stereo. Boom. So I need it to be in mono because it's a bass. It's the low end. Bass waves travel a lot wider than all the other frequency waves. So I could either do this where it's stereo here because of those two circles. If I click the two circles, it becomes mono. And I could work with that because it's mono, but I need to see mono for my own purposes. So I Control B. After I click this to mono, I Control B and I bounce it again, and then it's going to bounce it in mono. Boom, like that. And then I just hide that, Control H, hide that. And so here's my bass. I unfortunately got to color it again, but that's okay. So now I have my bass in mono. Now the drums, it's a different story. Let's hit Command S. Check this out. Now, what I want to do with the drums is I want each track, each drum note that I'm using to be on its own track. So I want that hi-hat on its own track, the kick, the snare, that little ding ding. I want all of that separated. I don't need it in here like a loop because I want to pan things where I want to pan them. I can pan them inside of battery, which is what I used. I can pan them in here, but I don't want to. I can't put third-party plugins once I could, but I don't want to use up all that CPU. So what I'm going to do is hit Control. I'm going to left click, and it's going to say separate by notes pitch only because I use that a lot. You have to come down here to, what is it? Export? Wait, split, trim, move. What's one of these? Bounce and join. Convert. separate by notes pitch. It's under convert. See, that's how much I never go down here because it's always up here. So I hit separate by note pitch, and each note that I use in the drums is now it's on its own track. So all I got to do now is name them. So I'll solo each track, know that that's kick. I'll left click, hit kick, shift option in, which means name. And then just go on. That's our snare, obviously. And I'll just do that for each track. And that's our little chimey thing. And this is great because now we have so much control. There's our hat little part, left click. A lot of people work from the top down. They work with the kick. The drums are at the very top of the session in their DAW, and then everything comes down below that. So the drums, it's like the drums are the focal point. In a way they are, but to me, the drums are the foundation. The bass and drums are the battery, so they hold everything up. So that's why I put the kick down here, and then above the kick, I put the snare, then the hi-hat, then all the percussion comes in here. I have this thing where if I right-click on the picture, I can change that to what I want it to. So that's a snare, so I can put these snares in here. They all say snare. Hold on. This is what we need to do. So let's bounce. We're gonna Control B the kick, and the kick, it comes in mono because when I pulled up battery, it came in mono. I'm gonna hide that track. So now everything I bounce is in mono. Snare, the same thing. It's gonna be in mono. Hats, mono. A lot of people think, well, if I put it in stereo, it's gonna sound bigger. You don't want everything to be bigger. You want certain things to stick out, and you want certain things to be supportive. If everything is bigger, you won't be able to see the forest for the trees. You need definition. Oh, here's our chimes. Let's do this. Boom. Okay. Boom. So we're going to hit the highest region or the highest channel, which is the chimes, and we're going to go down to the bottom. We're going to left click, and everything is highlighted. And now we're going to right click in the empty region, and we're going to hit track stack. This is going to make our drum bus. And I like to left click, hit kicked. And then I like to change the picture to because I know it's electronic drums. I like to put the MPC. Now these pictures will be apropos to the instruments that they're on. So this is the kick. This is the snare. Let's do the hi-hats. And then let's do the percussion, which is this chimey thing. And now we have, I gotta change this color. All right. This is the color I like to have my drums. Boom, let's have them like that. All right, cool. So, yeah, now we have, I love this. I think this is great. So our drums now, if we solo them, you notice it doesn't sound much more different than when they were in MIDI. Also, another thing I like to do is I like to, boom, highlight the region, and I'm going to come down to edit, and we are going to convert. Let me see. Oh, it's what time shifts move, bounce, and join. There is I have to find out where that is. There is, my key command for that is Control X, and X brings up my strip silence. And strip silence, I believe, is, hold on, let's get out of here. Let's go into, no, not here. Let's go into here. Strip silence is up in here, split by regions. Strip silence should be in here. Insert silence. There we go. Boom. But we don't want to insert silence. Let's do this. No, we don't want to insert sections. We don't want to. Anyway, obviously, I need to learn a little bit more about. I never do that. I just have a key command for that. And my key command is if I hit Control or Option O, or is it Option K? Yeah, there we go. Remove silence from audio region. It's in the okay. Remove silence. Yeah. Also in the menu item. It's a menu item. So it's Command X. So if you type in remove, if you type in silence, then that's going to come up. It's going to tell you where it's at. So that's anyway. I love to do this because I can if a kick is late or if I want it earlier, if I want to every other kick, I don't have to do a lot of work to it. I just go right to what I'm doing, what I want to edit, and then I edit. Hats, I don't really do that because they're so too close together, but I can if I wanted to. Now, in the chime region, we have it where it's got each of the chimes, but I just want the groups of chimes. So I'll come over here and it says, let me see, minimum time to accept silence. So I just want the groups. Boom. So now we have, if I hit OK, we have all of that. Boom. So, and we're going to do that whole thing to each of these track. We're going to bounce these to the region. So I can highlight the regions of the track that I want to bounce. And then I hit Command B, just like what we did before. And it's going to bounce everything. Boom. Boom. And then I can go back and strip silence it, hide that, and do the same thing with these. So this is setting everything up to mix. Once this is done, you will be able to export these tracks and send it to a professional mixer and have them mix it because you've bounced everything. And you've sent them what's called the stems. We're basically creating stems. We haven't exported them yet, but now everything is in audio. So we are going to mix this. Boom. Haha. All the transitions are there. The parts are there, verse, chorus, hook. And my favorite part would probably be this. Oh, whoa, yeah, that's a dope part. That's a dope part. I love that little slowdown thing. So there you go. We are ready to mix. And in the next video, we are going to start tearing this thing up. We're not going to tear it down. We're going to tear it up because we want it to sound really good.